We welcome Fiona Potter from Redwood City Public Library, who will be talking to us about the summer programming.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for having me here today to join your day of Zooms. And I'm going to be talking about some activities that are happening this summer at your libraries in Redwood City. And we actually don't have too many virtual events for adults at the moment, but we do have a lot of in-person events, and the building is very safe. We have a great filtration system, air filtration system, and the space is large, people can spread out. So if you're comfortable, let me tell you about some events that we would love to have you join us at. And again, this is for the Redwood City Public Library, and anyone, even if you don't live in Redwood City, you're welcome to come to any of these events. So first, I wanted to highlight that we have some live music concerts at the downtown library in Redwood City. So our next one is coming up next Tuesday on July 26th in the evening, and we're having Masha Campagna, a jazz vocalist, come to sing. And these events again are at the downtown library at 1044 Middlefield Road, across the street from City Hall, and they take place in our fireplace rooms. When you come into the library, you walk through the big reading room, you will probably hear music happening, so just go towards the music. And if anyone has grandchildren or young people in their life that you're trying to entertain over the summer, we also have a lot of really fun special summer performances for children that happen sometimes at the same time as the music concert. So if you're in the area, you want to come to the library in the evening, you have young kids with you, you can take them to a magic show, a puppet show, or you can see these more adults focused music concerts. So again, Masha Campagna, the jazz vocalist, will be here next Tuesday, and then in maybe 3 weeks after that, we're having a guitarist and composer named Rick Van Divier. And again, this will be in that fireplace room. And if there's any questions in the chat, just read them to me because I'm not looking at it. Okay, so Live and Aloud performer series at the Redwood City Library. So next I wanted to highlight is programs in our new makerspace. So the makerspace is a long-term project for our library that just launched finally in March of this year. And you can come every day of the week in the afternoon or the evening, and you can learn something new. You can keep doing a skill that you already know. And I'm highlighting some here that I thought would be of interest to this adult audience. So digital makers, adult makers, art salon, and open sewing. These are all more adult focused programs that I'll go more into depth about each one. But you can also, again, if you have young people in your life, we have separate activities that are just for children of different ages, just for teenagers. So take a look at the library calendar. And if you want to do any kind of arts and crafts activities with kids, those are available also several days of the week. So a couple that I was going to highlight again that I thought might be interesting to this audience. Open Sewing is a program that happens every Monday afternoon from 3:30 to 5:30. And I put some pictures here showing us in the space. You can see we have quite a lot of space to spread out. We have 10 Baby Lock sewing machines. So if you want to do some machine sewing, we can either just set you up with a machine if you already know how to do it. A lot of machines are very similar, or we can teach you the basics or refresh your memory of the basics of sewing. So some projects that a lot of people make are like a hair scrunchie for beginners. We make pot holders and coasters. We make all kinds of, drawstring bags, zipper tote bags, just different kinds of little bags and sacks to help you practice the basics of using the sewing machine. And then this picture on the right, I wanted to show, this is someone working on a quilt. So this is a person who has been coming to open sewing since March, so for about 4 months, and they just take some time out of their week every week to work on their quilt. So they've just finished the front of their quilt, the patchwork part, and now they are working on assembling the layers and working on the back. So it's really fun to get to see the projects that everyone's working on. Everyone works at a different project on their own pace. It could be mending, it could be sewing, and you will sometimes see the same people week after week. So it's a great community to be a part of where people really support each other. So again, open sewing on Monday afternoons. I'll pause if there's any questions about that. And then the next one I wanted to talk about is adult makers. So this is a program that happens almost every Wednesday evening, although not today. Today we're having a different event that I can tell you more about at the end. And also this program also happens sometimes on Monday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. And this is general arts and crafts for adults. So adults also are very, like kids, they're very creative. They like to learn new things, make things with their hands. And they also have like sometimes more dexterity, more focus than children. So the projects that we work on in adult makers are designed to fit the interest and the ability of an older person. So we might do sewing, a little bit more sewing, like here we're making stuffed animals. Here we were making cyanotype prints. So we took this special paper and photo negatives outside and exposed it to the sun. And then we developed our prints in water. And then on the left, this is an example of a card that's made out of quilled paper. So paper that's wrapped up really tightly into a spiral and then glued onto the card in these interesting and intricate shapes. So these are just like a very small fraction of the different types of events that you might encounter during the Adult Makers program. Last week, we also made pin cushions, and we also made lavender sachets. So again, just a couple of examples. And I take requests for this one. So I know sometimes people have something they really want to do, and I'm always open to ideas. So yeah, if you have a craft or an activity that you would like to do, then sometimes, a month later, you might see it on the calendar. So again, adult makers, every week, at least once a week. And then a third one I wanted to highlight that people are really fond of is our art salon program. So this is a very relaxing and enjoyable program of fine art, drawing, sketching, and painting. And our colleague who leads this program went to art school. He's a very accomplished artist himself, so he will kind of coach you still life drawing from picture references, and you can see a little bit in this picture. He just posts interesting artwork all around the room while this is going on, to inspire you and help you practice different skills like shading, perspective, figure drawing, portrait drawing. So again, if you enjoy sketching and drawing, this is a really great activity that you could take part in. And then one that I didn't make pictures for, but I had listed on this slide, the one in the upper left called Digital Makers. This also happens almost every week. And this is a program where we use some of our more fun high-tech tools like our 3D printers, our laser cutter, Cricut cutting machines, or Cricut cutting machines. So if that's something you're interested in, we have different kinds of, 3D printing or CAD design workshops almost every week. So you can come on over to one of those. And then related to that, I thought this audience might be interested in our one-on-one tech help program. So this again happens in that same makerspace. And this is an opportunity for you to meet with a really friendly volunteer, and they will help you one-on-one with any kind of technology problem that you might be having. So you can, if you're able to, you can bring in your own device, your phone, your tablet, your e-reader, your laptop, and they can work with you on your device. Or the library also has tablets and, Chromebooks and laptops. So if you just want to learn about different websites or more general topics related to using a computer, then we can also just use our own equipment and work with you on that. So this is a great, great opportunity to get one-on-one help from people who are super patient. They love to do it. And that's every Wednesday morning from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I'll also mention at this point, our special event that's happening tonight, this evening in the Makerspace. Instead of that arts and crafts program, every other month we have an event called Fix It Clinic. And you can bring in any item from your house that's broken. It could be your pants that have a hole in it. It could be your toaster that doesn't work. It could be your umbrella that's broken. And the volunteers at this event just love to help people fix different things, repair them so that you don't have to throw them away or replace them. So that's a really, really fun event, and very impactful, both for yourself, like you're learning a new thing, you're saving money by not having to replace your item, and then really impactful for our community as a whole, because together we are helping to reduce waste that leads to global warming and other environmental issues. So that's this evening at 6:30 to 8:30. And the next event of that theme will be in September, and that's on our calendar too. So again, I will pause for just a moment in case there's any questions about those events, music events, and hands-on events in the makerspace. And then if not, I can talk a little bit about library resources that are available. And I'm not sure we would have time to do a demo for all of them, but we can maybe see what people are interested in, and I'll demo the ones that you're interested in. So library resources are always available online. You're meeting me here on Zoom, so you can obviously, you're a little bit tech savvy because you got here today. So these are resources that are always available to you on a computer, on a smartphone, or a tablet. Okay, and I made this chart just to show the overlap between them. And I recommend that you sign up for all of the services because they offer different books from different publishers. They offer different movies or TV shows from different studios, and we can go into that. And they also have different usage models. But basically, each of these three services, Hoopla, the little girl is called Libby, and then the third one's called Canopy. Each of these services has both a website that you can use on a desktop computer or a laptop, and they have an app that you can download onto a smart device like a smartphone or a tablet. So brief summary, Hoopla kind of has the most different types of things. So Hoopla has ebooks, they have e-audiobooks, books you can listen to, they have movies and TV shows, and they have music albums, which is what I personally use Hoopla for the most. I like to listen to music albums. And the way Hoopla works is everything that you see on Hoopla when you log in is available to you instantaneously for 3 to 7 days, depending on what it is. Sorry, 3 to 21 days. So a movie might be something you can check out for 3 days, a book, just like a physical book, the ebooks can check out for 21 days. So that's Hoopla. Libby, again, is available as a website on your computer or as an app on a smart device. And this platform also has ebooks, it has e-audiobooks, and then it has something different, which is magazines. So if you're a big magazine reader, maybe you're trying to cut down on, paper coming into your house that needs to be recycled, you can try reading your magazines that you love on a internet enabled device for free. And that's really cool. And another thing is Libby is compatible with Kindle e-readers. So Kindle is Amazon's e-reader. And so it takes a little bit of extra steps, but their ebooks can be checked out to you and then sent to your Kindle device. And if that sounds intimidating, remember that every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. you can come to the library. We'll help you figure that out. So I have a Kindle reader. I've never purchased a book from Amazon. I only check them out through the library, which is fun for me and saves some money. So that's Libby, the e-reader, e-audiobook app. And the difference between Libby and Hoopla, besides this end of the chart where there's just different formats, the ebooks and the e-audiobooks, they have agreements with different publishers. So a book might be available on Hoopla that's not available on Libby and vice versa. So this is another reason why I encourage people to sign up for both, because then you're just broadening the scope of material that might be available to you. And then the third one that I wanted to highlight is Canopy, and Canopy is a exclusively streaming audiovisual media platform. So only TV shows and movies, documentaries. I think when I was here last year, the year before, I mentioned, there's a video course on there about cutting your own hair. So remember when we were all not able to go out to get a haircut, you could watch a video and learn how to do it. So again, that's Canopy. And Canopy, everything is available on demand. Hoopla's, everything is available on demand. And then Libby, sometimes you might have to wait for a little while before the item is available to you. It's just a different business model, but they're very good about just automatically checking it out to you when it's available, letting you know about it. They try and make it as easy as possible. So again, Hoopla, Libby, and Canopy. And in the time we have left, I can take requests. You guys can think it over, which ones you're interested in learning more about. And then a fourth resource I wanted to mention was Discover and Go. So this is a photograph that I took visiting the DeYoung Museum in San Francisco, and it was a free visit for me because I checked out a pass from Discover and Go. So this is a service that provides free or discounted passes to different attractions around the Bay Area to people that have library cards. So the DeYoung Museum is an example. Filoli's sometimes has passes. The Charles Schultz Museum, museums in the East Bay, the Oakland Museum of California. Passes are just available to these different museums all the time. And maybe you might not get the pass for the museum that you wanted on the day that you want to, but you might learn about a museum that you had never heard of before. So that makes Discover and Go pretty fun also, that you can just browse through the list and see, learn about all these different attractions that are relatively close to us here in the Bay Area. So this is a really fun service as well. And actually related to this, if you're even more adventurous, the library recently added a California State Parks Pass program that I should have added a picture of as well. But this is in partnership with the California State Parks and the State Library. And you can come to the library to check out one of those vehicle, day use passes to visit a state park anywhere in California, and you can keep it for up to 3 weeks, just like any other material. And some parks are not available through this pass, but most of them are in Southern California. So there's many parks in the Bay Area that you would be able to visit for the day using the pass, save $10 on that parking fee in Half Moon Bay, Portola Redwoods, a lot of really neat parks around the Bay Area. And I'm just looking at the chat a little. So someone asked, what if we can't find a book and can we demo Discover and Go? Yeah, we can do that. And we can demo requesting, let's see. Awesome, thanks for those questions. Okay, so that's Discover and Go and State Parks Pass. And again, I just wanted to mention that you don't have to be a resident of Redwood City. I know we might have folks that are in Woodside and Bunlow Park, other areas nearby. So all the public libraries in San Mateo County are part of a cooperative, the Peninsula Library System. And if you have any cards that look like this, you're part of that system. And so your access to Libby or Hoopla or Canopy might be slightly different, but all of your libraries do provide access. And so just if what I showed today doesn't work for you, just check in with your library, whether it's the San Mateo libraries or one of these others, and they will help you. And then another one that I didn't even mention, we have free New York Times Online access. And for folks that are living in the Redwood City, Emerald Hills, Redwood Shores area, maybe this applies to one of you. We also do home deliveries of physical books. So definitely make a note of my contact information, or you can get it from Tina if you're interested in joining that home delivery program. We're able to drop off materials usually about every other week. So if you're really not able to get out of your home for whatever reason, or you're in a assisted living facility maybe and you're not able to leave, we want to connect you with your library materials. So just let us know. Okay, so I'm going to stop the share and do some demos. Let's see. Starting a new share. So here I am on the library's website, our homepage, and you can see we're promoting our music event. So when you're looking on a computer, this is what you'll see when you visit the library's website, and all of the things I've talked about are under this category called Get It Online. And we have many categories, some of which I didn't even go into. So if you want to do some more kind of academic research, market research, you want to help a person of whatever in your age in your life, including you, with their schoolwork, finding a job, we have tons of online resources about all those topics. But let's go into ebooks and downloadables. And here we can see all of those really kind of flagship popular e-resources. So we have Libby, we have New York Times Online, which I'm not going to go into today, Discover and Go, Hoopla, and Canopy, and even some more. So O'Reilly, if you're really a tech person, they are a major publisher of books about programming, about fabrication, 3D printing. So we have they have their own product just of their books about different programming languages. BrainFuse is a great tutoring service that also provides help for employment searching, and they have a special portal that's just for veterans and their families. So if you or someone in your family has served with the US military and you want to know more about the benefits that you could be receiving, you can get one-on-one help through BrainFuse about that. Anyway, let's go into Discover and Go. And the excitement as a live demo, as I'm sure you all know, is that sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but we're gonna hope for the best. And I may have already, let's see, okay, Discover and Go. So here I am on Discover and Go's homepage, discoverandgo.org, and I am gonna pick Redwood City Public Library because that's where I live and where my card is for. So unfortunately for us as consumers of this product, Discover and Go has become a little bit more strict than they have been in days of yore. So for example, if you live in San Mateo, if you live in Redwood City and you happen to have a library card for the city of Palo Alto, you won't be able to use the city of Palo Alto's Discover and Go, unfortunately, because they verify it based on your zip code. But so you can't double dip anymore. But the other resources that I mentioned before, the ones for ebooks, you can double dip those. So you can check out your allotment of Redwood City Library books for the month. If you really love reading cozy mysteries, they're just like a potato chip. You go through 7 in 2 days, then you can switch over to your Palo Alto library card and keep using it. But unfortunately, this is not the case for Discover and Go. So here we are, Redwood City Public Library. I am going to type in my number. Hopefully that was my PIN. Okay. So here again, I am logged into my own library's Discover and Go Redwood City Public Library. And I can see today, if I wanted to just leave work after this call and go to a museum, these are all the attractions that are available on today, July 20th. So I can visit the Bay Area Discovery Museum, the Charles Schultz Museum, Curiosity. Although you'll see some of these do have like a different kinds of, restrictions. So Curiosity, for example, here in San Mateo County, super convenient for us. If you have young people in your life, they would love to go here. But just keep in mind, per library card, you can only reserve 1 pass per calendar year. So maybe instead of just reserving it willy-nilly, maybe you want to save it for a day that you can go with those folks that you want to go with. Or maybe you just want to go by yourself. That's fine too. So again, these are all the different passes that are available today. I'm not going to look at all of them, but I'm going to show you up here at the top. Again, we're looking at the date. I can also just browse by all the attractions that are available. And then we might see some additional ones that we didn't see before. For example, the Beat Museum wasn't available today, but I can look at the calendar to see if it's available on a different date. So we can see here, looks like it's never available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe they're just closed to the public those days, but maybe I know that my mom is visiting me at the end of August. I could just, reserve this pass now. And then what else can we see? And some of the attractions, they only give out a certain number of passes a month. So for example, Filoli, they have very small number of passes available, so you can try checking on the first day of the month to see if you can get that one. Hiller Aviation Museum, that's another one that's close to us. So anyway, yeah, those are all of the passes that are available. Well, not all of them because I didn't scroll all the way to the bottom, but those are the passes that are available to you. And again, unfortunately, you cannot double dip anymore to cards outside your personal address, your home address, but maybe you have a friend in Oakland, maybe they'll use their card and they'll take you to the Oakland Museum with you. Okay. And then I'm seeing in the chat, someone asked me a great question, which is, what if you've lost your library card? You don't know where it is anymore. This happens, multiple times an hour. This happens to us all day long. People come in and they want to replace their library card. So go ahead and come to any library location that's convenient to you, and make sure that you bring some form of ID. And then if that doesn't have your current address, maybe you've moved, just bring some piece of mail that also has your address if you haven't updated your license yet. And just come into the library and let us know, hey, I need to replace my card. And if your card's been gone for a long time, you might have to actually fill out an application again, because we don't keep the records in the system forever. But people are often surprised, they think, oh, I haven't been to the library in so long, my account must have been deleted. It's usually not. So just check in with us and we're happy to get you connected again, because you do need a library card to use the online resources, except for Libby, which you can generate like a temporary library card to use if you would like to. Cool. And then let me see the other questions. And also, are there any other questions about Discover and Go, or any testimonials? Has anyone used Discover and Go before? Did you get to discover somewhere fun? Did you have a good time? Just let me know. Cool. Yeah, definitely try it out. And again, like folks that are on the call that might be living in another location, almost all of the libraries in the Bay Area have this, and you may log into your Discover and Go and find like a different list of attractions than what I've just shown, because you're have access to other museums. And then I'm looking at a question, what if we can't find the book? Can we request the book and finding a movie? Okay, so we can talk about kind of like general searching for a book. So again, if you're on the library's website, the search bar at the top, you can always use to search the library's catalog. That's the default. And you can switch this to instead looking in our e-resources collection, and or just searching in the website, searching for events, but looking for a particular book. What's an exciting book? What book do you want me to look for, Tina?
How about any Jane Austen's book?
A Jane Austen book? Yeah. So there's a new movie on Netflix called
Yes.
Persuasion.
Yes, I saw.
Persuasion is my favorite book. I heard that the movie wasn't very good, so I might not watch it. But Persuasion is a great classic book by Jane Austen. So when I just searched in the library's catalog, right away I start to see a lot of results for that book. So we can see there's like multiple copies of downloadable audiobooks from different years. And if I read a little into the fine print, I'm seeing, these are available through Hoopla. This one's available through Enki, which is, I believe, only available to the San Mateo County library holders. If you are a fan of CDs, listening to CDs in your car, you can get this as like a physical CD book set. You can get this in large print. This book is in the public domain, has been, republished many, many times. So there's just tons of copies of it. Let's see. So many copies. And then these ones that say downloadable audiobook are probably Libby. But anyway, let's go over to one of those and look at it. So this is the Peninsula Library Systems Overdrive account, and Overdrive is like the mom of Libby. It's the parent company. So the website is called pls.overdrive.com. The app is called Libby, the app that you would download on your smartphone or a tablet. So I already have a card. I should have copied my number when I typed it in last time. So you guys get to watch me type again very slowly, carefully. Okay. It's thinking. So that was it. All I had to do was select my library and put in my library card, easy peasy. So I can search in here directly for the book Persuasion. And here we can see many copies of this book. You can see one is available right now and the others have a wait list. So again, the business model of this company is it treats ebooks like a physical book, and only one person at a time can use them. So people have, different philosophical reactions to that idea. And then obviously on Hoopla, they take a different approach, which is that they're all available on demand. But anyway, if I wanted to check out this ebook right now, I could just click on it and click on borrow and it would check it out to me. And I'll go ahead and do that because I don't use this card too much. So I can choose, do I want to borrow it for 7, 14, or 21 days? Maybe I know I'm going to read this really fast and I want to be considerate to people and just have it return as soon as possible. And the other way that you can be considerate in this product, Overdrive or Libby. And so here I am looking at it in my browser. Oops. Oh, I'm just looking at the picture. Sorry about that. So I could read it in the browser, but a lot of people, because they have this Libby app on their phone or their tablet, they just read it in their tablet. And then if I decided that I'm done with this and I want to make it available to someone else, I can just return it and put it back in the pool. So we found the book Persuasion in Libby. And I will also show that some of these were an ebook that you read, some of them were an audiobook, and I can also sort by the format of Kindle because maybe I want to read it on my Kindle. I don't want to read it in my browser or any other format. So this one is available as a Kindle book, but if I place a hold on it, I will just have to wait for a little while before it's available. And again, Wednesdays from 10 from 10 to 12, come to the library, get one-on-one help with all of this. So Hoopla, let's see. Nope. Okay, so Hoopla, again, has a different business model. Everything you see is just available on demand. I already checked out a lot of CDs, so I only have 2 more titles to read this month. But I will try and check out a copy of Persuasion for you to see. So you can search within Hoopla. Let's see what we can find. And then I want to clarify that I would like a let's say an audiobook. And I would like the author to be Jane Austen. So Persuasion is a popular title for a book in business and psychology. So I'm going to make sure that I pick the one that I actually want, Persuasion by Jane Austen. I can see who reads it if that's something that I am interested to know about, and I can read a summary. And so I can see how long it's going to take for me to listen to. And then again, I can just click borrow, and then it's asking me, are you sure you want to borrow it? Let's see, it's the 20th. Sure, I'll do it. I'll borrow it. So you guys can see how easy it was. And now you are seeing that I have this title until August 10th, which is great. I'm going on a plane trip. I can download this on my phone and just listen to it on the airplane, or I can play it right now. So that's pretty great. So for both of these apps, for Hoopla and for Libby, I do recommend that if you have something in mind, that you do search for it directly in the app instead of just clicking on these links, which sometimes work and sometimes they don't. Anyway, yeah, and then I don't know how much time is left, Tina, but I'll stop again in
We
case
have
there are
1 minute
questions.
left. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah, this is so
Um,
informative.
yeah. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad that everyone was able to come, and I will, let's see.
Let me see if there's any questions. I don't see any more questions. I think you answered most of the questions.
Okay. Yeah, I'll put this tech help on one more time because again, we want people to get to use and enjoy these resources. So
Yes.
please come on down to the library if you're able to, and we would love to help you get connected to these and to New York Times or anything else that I wasn't able to cover today.
Thank you so much, Fiona.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Take care.